Blue roses. We spent the entirety of 2020 trying to get these things. Even through data mines, infographics, and these maps, blue roses are still super confusing. It takes forever to naturally create one, and for a while, blue roses were super expensive on Nookazon. Now they're a bit more affordable. Never mind, this one's $1,000,000 bells for 20. Getting your first blue rose all by yourself felt so good. It was an accomplishment. You finally found those flowers with the perfect genetic code to create the most beautiful specimen in the game. Not only are these flowers pretty, they also sell for a bit of cash. I'm not even talking about the entire plant. Picking the flower is the secret gold mine. In past videos, we filled an entire island with turnips and fully grown crops to see how many bells we could make. Well, we're doing it again, but this time with blue roses. Are blue roses a good way to earn bells? Is it worth the time to get blue roses to sell them? Was this entire experiment a complete waste of time? The first step, get rid of the last experiment. So many crops. The turnips were easy. You just used a bunch of people to grab turnips and sell them. Sure, it took a bit of time, but there were almost no resources used except for time. Crops, however, require shovels. A lot of them, far too many. Since I don't have the golden shovel recipe on this island, I just went to Nooks and bought a ton of shovels, and got to work. Each regular shovel can dig up 100 items before it dies. That's 100 crops per shovel, and with 6,565 squares on the island, it took 657 shovels. That's over 1.6 million bells just on shovels. Not to mention, this took forever to do. While I dig up an entire island of delicious crops, I want to tell you guys about today's delicious sponsor, Factor. Factor brings you fresh, ready-made meals delivered right to your doorstep. Just get up from your gamer chair, grab your box, and get eating. Factor's chef-created meals are never frozen and contain science-backed nutrition. The lack of dishes is mine and Drew's favorite part of Factor. Also, no more meal prep. We're trying to put together nutritional meals. We're not chefs, we don't know what we're doing, but Factor does. We can conveniently eat right and avoid weekly fast food runs while I spend too much time villager hunting to cook. Factor lets us choose our favorite meals, or if we want to be surprised, they pick our meals based on taste preferences and meal history. They offer a variety of meal options from meat, seafood, vegan, vegetarian, keto, and calorie-smart options to make it easy to customize your box to your preference. Factor saves us a ton of time and a ton of worrying about what to eat. No more guesswork. With Factor, I always have something good on hand, so I don't even have to think about finding something nutritious. I can spend all day digging up crops and still eat a nice meal. This literally took me hours, by the way, over multiple days, so no time for cooking. Factor also provides smoothies or keto shakes if you're on the go or just want a quick snack. Or you can heat up a chef-quality meal in 2 minutes with no cleanup so you can stay focused on cleaning up your island instead. Factor also makes it possible to achieve my daily goals through nutritious, purposeful eating without compromising my time. Use my link or go to go.factor75.com and use code POGKORAMORA130 for $130 off across 6 boxes. Now that all the crops are gone, it's time to get on with the video. I wanted to see what else would make money. There are so many ways to make bells in this game, so what else can I fill up my island with? What makes a ton of money and is a nice big ol' flex? The blue roses, of course. Ugh, I wanted to see this island completely filled with blue roses. Just have the ability to pick the flowers one day and sell them. Without any effort from you, a new flower blooms over time, so you can pick it and sell it. I have a nice start of blue roses on my main island, and boy, oh boy, do they explode all on their own, and quickly. I figured filling up an entire island of blue roses would be a snap. Man, oh man, was I wrong. So I started digging up the blue roses from my island. Planted them in bunches around Science Island in the hopes that they would multiply quickly and spread out on the entire island in just a few short time-traveled days. I also asked a couple friends to drop off any extras they had or happened across to help add more groups to move the process along more quickly. On my own island, my blue roses have only ever made other blue roses. I don't know if I got lucky and they're genetically perfect or what, but they were always blue, always perfect. My friends' flowers, not so much. These things spit out so many red, purple, and white flowers. Blue ones appear too, but a step I wasn't expecting to do was dig up every single non-blue flower. I thought I could water the flowers and everything would just work out perfectly. But this is Animal Crossing. RNG is its middle name. I should have known this was going to take 10 times longer than I thought. I was looking for anything to make this process easier. Digging up all the crops took long enough, and it was just the start. Now we have to individually plant all of these flowers and hope for the best. At least with the crops, the amount of island covered in food exponentially increased. If I planted 10 crops, watered them for 3 days, there would be 30 vegetables to pick and replant. So instead of just 10 crops, there would then be 40. Blue Rose Island was not nearly as quick to create as Crop Island. Sure, more flowers mean more chances for breeding or cloning to occur, but it wasn't guaranteed. If I have 10 flowers, I'm not going to wake up in the morning with 20 flower buds. There's maybe 1 or 2. Relying on flowers multiplying themselves was not reliable. Not to mention watering all the flowers took a ton of time. Thankfully, I found a day where it rained. Watering cans, those were a tool of the past. Now all I had to do was start the game up during rain, time travel to the next day so new flowers would appear, time travel back to the previous day so it could rain again, and repeat over and over and over again. Invited a few friends, dropped off flowers, got rid of rejects, time travel, repeat. For days. Stream one day reminded me that the beautiful island ordinance existed, which everyone pretty much forgets about since it's halfway useless in New Horizons, or at least less useful than it was in New Leaf. After a quick chat with Isabel, we activated the beautiful island ordinance and gave the roses a better chance at multiplying. Finally, the entire island was covered in blue beauties. The only thing left to do? Pick every single flower and sell them. Gotta see what the profit is after all the time spent making the island look extremely cool and extremely blue. Do I know exactly how many squares of plantable area is on my island? Of course. Could I have done the math? Uh-huh. Am I gonna cheat myself out of a few sleepless nights to avoid filling up the entire island with roses and take the easy way out? Heck no. I need footage, and since my photoshopping skills aren't top quality, I had to legitimately fill this thing up. So, after picking all the flowers, we ended up with about 6.5 million bells. Not horrible for flowers, definitely horrible for the amount of time that we spent creating the island. However, it was way easier to deal with than crops now that everything is planted. I don't have to water everything to maximize profit. I don't even have to play every day. I can just log in, pick flowers, sell them, and profit. Are blue roses a good way to make money? Yes, if you already have them. If you don't care about the color blue or flowers, maybe find a different mechanic in the game to make bells off of. Was it worth the time to do this? No, not really. Do I regret doing this? Absolutely not. Look at this island, it's amazing. This is the coolest one we've done by far. And I can just sprint around my island and watch thousands of bells disappear into the air. Why do they have to make the sound of destroying flowers in this game so satisfying? Thank you to the people that took hours out of their day to plop their definitely completely difficult to get blue roses and selflessly helping me. There's no way this video could have been completed without you. Now please come back and help me fill up my island with something else.